Hello, folks. I am Philip Lewis. I am the house manager and audience development associate here on the set of The Island. I am visited with Luke Lemansky, our technical director, who's going to give us a quick tour of the set. And we are also visited by Matthew P. Sitz, our former special guest star audience services manager.
Hey, everybody.
Luke, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you, Philip.
It's good to see you too. So tell us a little bit about what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, we'll start downstage. So we have some built-in lighting positions into the deck here, about 5 different areas. Just another way for the lighting designer to be able to shine light up onto the stage and onto the actors and give a neat atmosphere. You'll see around it too, there's a lot of sand. So this one has a lot. There's about 3,800 pounds of sand that we got in for this show. So you'll see it in a couple different clumps. Some of the buildups that you'll see on the set, especially against the back wall, we used some foam, about 2-inch thick foam buildups. In some areas it builds up to about a foot, and then we put sand on top of it so that we didn't have to, like that big mound that you're seeing right there. Some of that is just foam with a sand covering on top of it.
It's a nice little trick to give an illusion of a lot more sand than what you have. And
yep.
You would think that sand is quite a bit already.
Oh yeah, it is. Yep.
So I am noticing right here, if you all haven't passively glanced at it, there's a massive structure here. Can you tell me what this is?
Sure. So this is a slab that's about 11 foot wide by 9 foot deep. It's 9 inches thick. So the first probably 6 inches is foam. And then we carved into that to make it look like a cement slab. And then a lot of the inner structure is steel. So it's a 1.5 inch box tube frame that's covered in plywood. And then this all sits on this mound down here that has a steel structure, and we'll look on the back side of it. You can see a little bit of there. And it's what holds this, and then it also pivots off of it as well. Yeah.
So we will actually see actors like use this as a...
They do, yeah, they use it a lot. So you can get up on here, you can stand up on it. So because this moves in 4 different positions, there's a locking mechanism in the back, and with a little bit of play, you'll see that this thing moves a little bit just as it is. But when we'll come to the back here, we can see it play in a couple different positions. So there's a mechanism in the back that when you disengage it, you can bring it to its all the way downstage position, which it's inherently front heavy, so it will sit in this position if you want it to. And then there's also a rake stage position, which it will sit there. We were just in the flat position, and then you can come all the way to this upstage position.
That is funny. How long did it take to build this conception?
Yeah, so the structure itself took about 3 weeks in the shop, a little over 3 weeks. And then when we got it out on stage and onto the substructure, it took about another 2.5, 3 weeks for us to do all the mechanisms on the inside, and then all the finish work around it. So the mound work, all the paint that was on there, and then getting everything dialed in. So the pin, so you're pushing basically a pin in and out, and what that is going into is either this tube here for the flat position. It wedges up here when this is in its all the way upstage pivoted position, and then in the rake stage it goes into this area here. So
that's pretty well. Did you all have any fun little moments when building this that you were kind of nervous about or excited about?
Yeah, so when we first got it on here, the original locking mechanism that we tried, and we tried it for about 3.5, 4 days, it just didn't work. So we spent some time trying to make that iteration work, and then spent about another week getting this one in. So getting it on there and pivoting was kind of the easy part. It was getting it to lock into itself, because you're kind of working with a 4.5 foot overhang all the way around this center point. So you're starting to deal with some weight distribution things, making sure your pin, which is a 1 inch diameter rod that we're using, everything can handle the weight that's on there.
That's really, really cool. I wanted to take some time to talk because I did notice over here there is a beautiful kind of window piece that I remember in our first rehearsal we talked about having this kind of window into what life could be like outside of this prison. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So you'll see this big back wall that's here. It's about 50 feet wide, 13 foot tall. And then there's this one window that's up here. And it's kind of throughout the show, it's a place that will draw your eye to it. And it will start to make you wonder, you know, what's outside there, what you could make of it. And it kind of plays along with what's happening on stage too. So it's a little bit of that, and then kind of looking into it yourself as you're watching and figuring it out. It's a neat aspect added into what is kind of just a solid wall all the way across.
It's really beautiful. I love the striking contrast of the red sand up against the white pieces, and it does give this sense of like being within your own isolated mind. And this contraption here is just an interesting kind of balancing scale that I see in this piece. This is phenomenal. Awesome. So we will be opening up this Friday, and we'll be running until December 4th. You can see our shows Wednesday through Sunday. We have 7:30 shows, and we have 2 p.m. shows Saturday and Sunday. We hope to see you all there. Thank you for talking to us, Luke.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, bye.
Bye.